What's good, everybody? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Jump. Guys, today I am talking about NBA player LeBron James. Now, I will say that although LeBron James, like Jordan, did a lot of crying to the referees, it seems that off the court, LeBron James does a lot of crying. Some of it, though, is justified. Some of it is just like, bro, shut up. Like, what are you talking about? But LeBron James is, I would say, he's definitely on the left. He's definitely a Black Lives Matter supporter. I believe he's genuine in his efforts. I don't think he's trying to be like this because, he's being paid to do so. I believe that LeBron James believes that black people are being discriminated against. No, there's no doubt about it. I feel that that's his position. And although I'm not as to the left as he is, he does make some points here and there. All right. Now, I want to talk about Lori Loughlin. Lori Loughlin is an American actress and TV producer who is married to Massimo Giannulli. I don't know how to pronounce this guy's name. He's basically Massimo, right? Now I wear Massimo. I've worn it before. It's popular in Europe, and it's mid-range, expensive kind of stuff like that. A lot of people wear it in Europe specifically. He's very successful. All right, and they have children. She was married before. They have kids, and what happened was, they were found out that in 2019, basically they tried to bribe their children into USC, all right? And what was found out that they gave $500,000 to the Key Worldwide Foundation so that their children would be joining the women's rowing team, although they never rowed before or had no plans of doing so. They paid $500,000. All right. And for black people, that seems like ridiculous, right? For me, I'm like, look, if you're stupid, go to community college, get your grades up and all that. But the rich and the wealthy and the elite, a lot of times, depending on what race are, but a lot of times white, typically they get away with stuff like this. All right. And the judgment, based on what she did, they were able to get bailed out. They both went to jail. They were able to retain their passports, travel outside the court. And then what ended up happening was she was then sentenced to like 2 months in jail, something like that. And she was able to pick where she wanted to do her sentencing at. All right. Now, for many people, this struck a chord, right? Because she's going to do her medium security in Victorville and stuff like that. And LeBron James was kind of pissed off at this, right? Because she actually got a chance to pick her 2-month sentence, right? And LeBron James said this, of her what? I'm laughing because sometimes you have to stop from crying. Don't make no damn sense to me. We just want the same treatment if committed of the same crime, that's all. Is that asking for too much? Let me guess it, huh? Yeah, I know. We'll just keep pushing forward and not expecting the same handouts. Strong, black, and powerful. All right, so let me kind of talk about this. I understand that this would be considered white privilege to some. I'm going to go out on the limb. I understand what he's talking about. How many black people would pay $500,000 to do college admissions fraud. All right. And what LeBron is asking for is if a black person that did the same thing, would they be able to choose their 2-month sentence in jail? It's a tough one, all right? Because, I mean, even if blacks that have the money, how many would they do this? But I can understand where he's coming from. We don't know, but I understand. Pretty much, they're rich white people. You know, obviously, this is not a violent offense or anything like that. This is not something like drugs or something like, you know, whatever. This is a very minor offense, and, you know, the judicial system doesn't take this crime serious. I think that would also be the same if the couple was black. All right. This is not something that they feel like, hey, all right, you try to do this. And so this is not a big deal. But the situation is the complaining from LeBron. All right. And I get it. The complaining comes from a position of weakness. You want the same treatment committed of the same crime. They're asking for too much. Yes, it's asking for too much because it's never going to happen. I think here's where the rubber's going to meet the road for a lot of black men like LeBron James and black people in general. If you don't have the money, or if you don't want to put the money up, where you can cheat the system like these people can, you're never going to get anywhere. All right? Here's what Lori Loughlin, unfortunately, understands that a lot of blacks don't. You're going to have to pay to get ahead. Black people, we feel like, well, we've been in this country, we've been doing this for so many years, we've already paid to get ahead. I get it, but we still got to pay to get ahead. That's just how it's going to have to be, right? I mean, that's what we're looking for is for equal treatment, and we're never going to get equal treatment. Least you pay to get ahead. And we keep going with this same circular argument. And for me, I think this is dangerous because we're worried about what white people are getting for doing stupid stuff. This is a dumb crime, all right? We need to be worried about pushing the race forward, but not worried about them so much all the time. Like, how can we get our people in positions of any college? All right? Because now it doesn't matter what college you go to. USC, Florida A&M. If you're skilled, you're smart, you have good grades, you can get a job. Can we get our people into this technical sectors, to the engineering, the finance, all that stuff? Like, we should be more worried about helping our people. Okay? And helping our people control economies, not being worried about, okay, well, if Pookie commits the same crime, can he go to jail like the white person? No, I just don't think that's the right thing to do. I get where it's coming from. But this to me is sort of weak. It's a position of weakness. And a lot of the people on the left have adopted that, and LeBron's mentality, it doesn't push the race forward. It just doesn't. For me, Lori Loughlin picking her jail sentence, if they throw the book at her, let's say they give her 30 years, what did that do for black people? Nothing. Didn't do anything for our people. If they gave her life, what does it do for our people? Nothing. And again, we gotta stop worried about things that don't push our people forward. You know? A lot of times we can be worried about what's happening to white people, but unless you're gonna take the money and pay the money or do things that push us forward, we're gonna be in the same position. And the reason why we're gonna be in the same position is because we don't wanna do what it takes to go forward as a race. A lot of us are crying like LeBron. Some people they get it. They've gone to Africa, they're going to, wherever they're going. And I just think that, as a group of black men, we're going to have to provide opportunities for our people. And stop worrying about the, people getting the same criminal time. No. We need to be worried about developing the race. in getting our people in positions of power. That's it. Guys, it's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. I really appreciate all of you. Thank you so much for all that you do. Subscribe, hit the bell. Check me out at the patreon.com/Negro. Also, don't forget now, for those of you who are looking to vote for your favorite Manosphere YouTuber, the link is there, the first comment at the top. Vote for that on the Negro Manosphere Awards poll. Also, do not forget, brothers, check us out on Patreon. Check out the Black Men of Privilege t-shirts. And as you know, the buffoonery remains at an all-time high. I'm out.